This is Roy Doyle with the Arkansas Showcase, and you're listening to www.arkansasshowcaseradio.com show. And we just interviewed John Corabi, and you probably know him from Motley Crue. He was the lead singer for that, and he was also on Rat, Scream. He's been on a ton of different albums and groups. So he's coming up right after this, and it's John Corabi with the you best know him as the lead for Motley Crue. So stay tuned and enjoy John Corabi coming up right after this on www.arkansasshowcaseradio.com show.
I was like, damn, he won't be up that early.
Yeah, I usually am, but I don't know. I got up today and I ain't feeling all that hot. So
must be the heat, because the heat is terrible.
Yeah, it's where my wife was sick with something yesterday, and then I was so I'm like, all right, you go sleep in there, I'm gonna go sleep out on the couch. I don't want to get sick. And it didn't work.
I tell you, John, I've been looking at all your videos and everything, all your interviews. Holy crap, your whole life has been rock and roll since you come out of high school. I mean, is that amazing, or what, that you're still alive?
Yeah, honestly, dude, I do kind of pinch myself every now and then, because it's like, for every guy like me, there's probably 100 guys that are way more talented, that for whatever their reasons were, maybe they had kids at a young age, or they just took a different turn, and it didn't work out for them. So I've been pretty blessed. I've had, I don't know, 5 or 6 record deals, and I'm still doing my thing. So it's all good.
You're just showing off now, just bragging. Fine. That's all right. Now,
all right.
You've always been a rock star. Was there ever a time that you even thought about doing anything else?
Well, oddly enough, there was a period, if you read my book, there was a period in 2003 after I left the Brides of Destructions. I was going through a divorce, and I can't really say I needed to do it, but I just did it to do it. But I kind of went incognito. I grew a big old fuzzy beard and put a baseball cap on, and I went to school and learned how to drive a semi, and I just loaded it up with a guitar. And I don't know, I think I drove it like 7-8 months all over the United States. And then Rat called and said, hey, we're getting ready to go back out on tour. So I took the truck back, handed the guy the keys, and said, thank you very much. It was a bucket list thing I took off my list.
Now, of all the bands you've been with, obviously Motley Crue had been the craziest one. But, I mean, what band did you really enjoy? I mean, you was with Rat and the Daisies. I mean, what was the band that you really enjoyed playing with the most?
Well, to be honest with you, I'd have to say either the Daisies now, because we're all older now. And, some of those things that we may have been a little cantankerous on when we were younger, we just kind of like, we don't sweat the small stuff anymore. You know what I mean? And, but I'd also say it'd either be the Dead Daisies or the Scream, because everything that we experienced in the Scream was the first time for all of us. Do you know what I mean?
Now, are you most known for, obviously, Motley Crue? That had to be the most wild time, because all you hear about is Motley Crue. They're throwing whiskey bottles on trains in Japan and stuff like that. Was that really as crazy as everybody says it was?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, because somebody in that camp would do something like every day. There was always something going on. And
not you, of course.
No. It was weird. To be quite honest with you, I came from I came from a different background, man. It was weird. Like, I would just sit there with my jaw open half the time. Like, stuff would happen, and I would just be sitting there like, are you shitting me right now? Like, and it was just, Tommy getting into fist fights, or, I went out one time with Mick, and, Mick and he picked up a couple girls and asked me to come with him. And we went to go shoot guns in the high desert of California. And Mick accidentally shot one of the girls. And it was like, you know what I mean? So most of the time it would be like me just, driving somebody to the hospital, or getting those guys home from a bar because they had a little too much to drink. So
Now, let me ask you, you didn't have any videos like Tommy did you?
no. No. I might have some videos, but they're not like Tommy's, trust me.
See, I mean, sometimes I wonder if you even appreciate the life that you actually led, because you just told your story about some excursions that you went on like it was just a Monday through Friday thing. Like for me, my riveting experiences, I got sunburned when I was mowing the yard. I mean, that's my exciting life. You're shooting women and picking up girls. Like, it's just part of my life. That's just being a rock star. It's got to be kind of cool.
No, listen, it's definitely better than delivering pizzas, but it was, but I was always relatively sane. I never did anything in excess. And so being in that band, even honestly, when they told me Vince was coming back, I was bummed, but relieved. I was like, fuck, okay, I'm done. I don't have to deal with any of this crazy shit anymore. You know what I mean?
But I tell you,
So
we listened to some of their, been to some of their concerts. His voice and your voice, you're so much better, man. I hate to say it. You're so much better than his voice. His voice was terrible the last time I heard it.
Well, it is what it is. I don't get into those conversations. I let I keep my mouth shut.
Now, how did you actually get started with Motley Crue? I heard there was just a phone call, and it was an accident. You're on the phone call when they're looking for somebody. How did that actually work out with you getting hired for Motley Crue?
It was, they had done an interview, and they did an interview, a print interview, and somebody gave me the magazine, and I just happened to call to say thanks for the plug for the band that I was in, the Scream. And oddly enough, when I called them, they were on another line with the manager, trying to figure out how to get a hold of me. And the manager's like, guys, I can't call his record label, and he's signed, like he's got a contract. I can't call his record label and ask for his phone number. And right as they were having that conversation, this girl Stephanie, ran into the manager's office, and she goes, he's on the other line. He just called in to say thank you.
Sometimes right place, right time, right?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Me and Roy don't get those invitations. Roy, why weren't we up for the audition of lead singer of Motley Crue?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I guess we just don't hang around in the right
crazy.
circles.
That's just crazy. Now, what do you like right now? What band are you with right now?
The Dead Daisies.
So you're touring right now. How's the touring schedule for you? Are you getting back into the touring all right? I mean, you slowed down a little bit, hadn't you?
Yeah, we're actually leaving Monday for England.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so I got 9 hours of interviews today, and then tomorrow, the next day, and the next day is just pack, and get ready for my trip.
So at the height of your career, what was the most concerts you did in a year? How busy were you in 1 year's time?
Oh, probably the first year with the Scream. once the record came out, I think we were on tour nonstop for about 9 months.
Wow.
Like
God.
pretty straight. You know,
And
if we
it-
came home, it was maybe just for like a day, and then we would go right back out again.
And 9 months equivalates out to how many concerts?
Well, probably
A
do
lot.
5 a week,
Holy shit.
you know, 4 or 5 a week. So you're probably 100 or so or more.
Gosh.
Now,
Just have to be
you being in,
exhausted.
when you being in the Dead Daisies and everything, how is that? Because you have a band with your son still, right?
No. Actually, oddly enough, Ian is coming out with me on the Dead Daisies thing, and he's been helping Tommy, our drummer. So he's kind of drum teching. But Ian,
Oh, cool.
for the last couple of years, he's been in a couple. He was in Tantric for a little bit. He was in a band from down in Georgia called Rehab. And now he's
Rehab could be
now-
Motley Crue.
Yeah. Now he's in now he's I can't remember the name, Kurt Dimer or something like that. This guy's an actor and a businessman, and he's got a band, and he as soon as Ian's done doing these tours with us, he goes right out and starts touring with that guy.
Now, let me ask you, I remember you did that one album and they said, okay, on this album, we're going to be totally clean. There's no smoking. There's no drinking. Now, I heard an interview with you. You said that lasted about 3 days.
Yeah, it was. It was weird. It was weird. They were, when we started the record, they were drinking and doing, drugs and shit before we even left. So I was like, I don't know what everybody's talking about with this stuff, but this is no, yeah.
Yeah,
They were not
I had
sober.
I had some Benadryl this morning. What do you think about that?
I could probably use some right now.
So the industry as a whole, I mean, you've been doing this for 40 years, basically. I mean, marketing and just on the road. Can you tell the major difference in the industry now with all the streaming and TikToking? And have you started getting into all the TikToks and YouTubes and all that?
No, I have an Instagram page and Facebook, and that's it. Like all the other stuff, I got to figure it out because, every time it's like every time I finally jump and get on one of those social media outlets, and some new one comes up, and it's like and then I try to hold off, but I'm not a big social media guy. I'm a little old school. I liked when bands had an element of mystery to them,
But I think that's why they lasted. I mean, you had an album, you had a tangible thing that you could, listen to and all of that. Now it's, I don't want to say one hit wonders. You got some kid that's on TikTok, makes a song, and they just disappear after a few months. And you just don't hear that longevity by even the superstars, your Lady Gagas and Bruno Mars. They'll hit it big for a little bit, and then they just kind of fade away. You don't have the true band rock stars lasting for 30, 40 years anymore.
It's different. You know what I mean? I tried releasing a couple of songs on my own, and it was just, I just didn't get the whole streaming thing. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
So, are you coming, are you touring the States at all after England?
Well, we did a little bit in June, probably not until next year.
Okay.
Now, we heard some rumors that you're going to change your genre a little bit. Now, Jeff, what genre did you hear that he's going to be going to?
Oh, yeah. I couldn't believe it when you were going to be putting out a gangster rap album. I was like, wow, that's a surprise.
Yeah, I'm getting my teeth capped tomorrow. Golden diamonds, and I'm gonna get a big Uzi necklace, and
Nice.
yeah, I'm good.
I tell you,
I
I'm gonna
can
have
see
to
it.
send you. My wife's reading your book right now. I'm gonna have to send that to you and get your autograph on it because she says it's great.
That's cool. Yeah,
Look good.
what made you write the book?
COVID, nothing else to do.
So for
Yeah,
people
it
that are
was
just
weird. Like we were. My buddy, actually, though, my buddy Paul Miles, that I wrote the book with, he was the one that said, "I think there's people out there that would really like to know what makes you tick and who you are." And so I was like, "Oh, okay." So we sat down and got started. I'm like, "Well, I got nothing better to do for the next, I don't know, however long it took for COVID to end, but why not?" You know what I mean?
Well, see, man of many talents. You gotta love it. Well, man, we know that you're swamped. You're busy. You got a lot of other interviews. You're touring with the Daisies right now, so we're not going to take up your time. We just wanted to say thanks for the few minutes. A lot of people wanted to hear about you, and I'm glad that you're doing well and you got a whole lot of stuff in the pipeline. It sounds like.
Yes, it's been this year is going to be really cool. We got a couple new records in the can. Light 'Em Up is coming out on September 6th.
Nice.
are you still there?
We got a new record coming out in a couple days, and heading to England. So life is good.
Well, eat some good tavern food for us, and hopefully we'll see you when you're back in the States. And we're looking forward to hearing this new song that's coming out September 6th, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Okay, you take care now.